We just finished the video on the Greek orders, the Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian by Dr. Beth Harris and Dr. Stephen Zucker. So we're going to move on to a few more innovations in construction and architecture. One was the tholos, which was the round shrine. And to the Greeks, the geometry-minded Greeks, this would have been the representation of perfection. And another innovation was the caryatid, which was a column carved as a figure, a human figure. These columns had to be carefully erected because of the weight of the building resting on the thin points of the body structure, that being the leg and the neck. So a caryatid had to have braided hair that fell on the back side to make the neck portion a little bit thicker so that they were able to function as a column. And then they needed to have the contrapposto of the weight shift to be able to function as a stable column. Let's move to the next slide. Except for the rare Tholos shrine, Greek temples are rectangular and organized using rigid geometric principles. Temples are built with a post and lintel system, which columns form the post, and the lintel is coming up here. So here's our posts, and here's our lintel system, just like we saw in Stonehenge. Same simple form of building. Pediments project over the top of the columns, containing sculptural representing the deeds of gods or goddesses, and inside the shrine, inside the temple, would have been the deity god. So here, this is where our pediment sculpture would have gone. And because this is the Doric order, we have triglyphs, and we would have had sculpture in here that's called the metopies. The cornice is, I don't want you to get confused between the pediment and the cornice. This is the cornice in the blue, and the pediment is in yellow. Greeks built a number of other buildings, such as shopping centers and theaters, as you can see here at the shopping center. Theaters were the marvel of construction, possessing incredible acoustic sounds, especially considering that performances were held open air and outside. The Athenian Agora was the place or plaza based at the Acropolis in Athens, and contained commercial, civic, and religious and social buildings. So there are lots of buildings in the Agora. This theme is humanism and classic tradition, and our years on this is 600 to 150 BCE. And every town, just like they would have had an Acropolis, would have also had an Agora, the marketplace. The Agora in Athens was the center of ancient city. It's large, open square, where the citizens would have assembled for a wide variety of purposes. There would have been a market there. There would have been elections there, maybe dramatic performances, maybe theatrical performances, a religious procession, because we know that this is where the Panathenaic procession went through the Agora. There would have been military drills or athletic competitions. And you can see here is the Panathenaic way. It would have started at, and this is going towards the Acropolis this way, it would have started, the Panathenaic way, it would have started at the Dipylon Cemetery, and I don't see it here because it wouldn't have been here, and it wasn't in the Agora, but it was outside the Agora. There would have been administrative, political, judicial, commercial, social, cultural, and religious activities all found in a place together in the heart of Athens. This is the square. This is where everybody unites. And they would have been surrounded by public buildings necessary to run the Athenian government. Setting for the Panathenaic festival, ceremonies, and parades to honor Athena. The Panathenaic Way cuts through the plaza from the northwest to the southwest corners, which I've just indicated. The council chambers, magistrate's office, the mint, where they where they had the money. The archives have all been uncovered, while the law courts and representations by the recovery of bronze ballots and water clocks used for timed speeches. The use of the area for marketplace is indicated by the numerous shops where potters and cobblers and bronze workers and sculptors all would have sold their wares. Cobblers are people that make shoes, so that would have been an important job during this period. So there was long stoas, which there's quite a few of them. This is a stoa. This is a stoa. This would have been a stoa. Provided shaded walkways for those wishing to meet friends to discuss business or politics or philosophy, while statues and commemorative inscriptions reminded citizens of their former triumphs. There was a library and a concert hall, and people met for this is where they met for their cultural needs. Numerous shrines and temples received regular worship, and given the prominence of Athens throughout the time in antiquity, the Agora provided one of the richest sources for understanding of the Greek world and what they were all about. The Tholos, which, let's find it here, which would have been right here, the circular building, it would have been a dining place. And it says it's a group no less than 17 would reside inside the Tholos overnight to deal with any potential emergencies, that anything that arose through the night, they were making sure that they had somebody there to take care of arrangements. And as you can see here, this is our Panathenaic Way. Comes all the way up and then going up to the Acropolis.